I could not resist. Is a workhorse, the Darkhorse, destined for the next win. This is something really fun for me to do and to share with everybody. Technical analysis to be able to have some fun and see if our stocks hit where we want them to hit. Now, this is one that I've been watching for a little while. I'm not in it, and nor I strongly remind you that this is not advice. This is simply me having some fun, sharing with you what I see, and if it's of value to you and you use it to be able to help you along with everything else you do with your financial advisor, then awesome. The more power to you. But definitely consult a professional to be able to do that and take responsibility for your trades. That being said, here at Strategic Investing Trends, we look constantly at opportunities that seem interesting, whether it's something that's brought to our attention or something that we choose to do because we decide that we see a trend that we like. For example, this one's really, really nice. Obviously, we got a notification here. It was after I kind of knew about it, so it was before I knew about it, so I was not able to catch that. However, that would have been a really nice entry, and that would have been, even if it took the drawdown from here to here, a 60% drawdown. That's huge, right? Because we're looking at the month. So I would have to wait and then have some good holding, but that would have been 920% return if I caught the peak, or 752 if I went on when it opened or closed right here, 715%, which would have been really, really nice. However, what's more interesting to me, and I look at it from the month because I want to see if I am a positional trader, if I'm somebody who's willing to hold for the long period of time, I wouldn't have cared so much of that drawdown because I knew that it would come up and I would be looking at a shorter time frame, which we will do. So right now, overall though, it's still, we get some really, really good notifications letting us know, hey, something may be happening. More importantly, as you can see, volume started coming in right in this region right here, and compared to everything else that we had before, it came in pretty heavily. And that gives us sort of a little heads up, hey, institutional investors may be onto something that we don't know about, and we want to find out and try to catch the ride along with them. And this is exactly when they were consolidating. One of the things to look at is, do I see a lot of little candles? In this case, a month little candle, still pretty huge. However, do I see a lot of small candles kind of coming together and staying really close to their price range? Usually, if that's the case, there's usually something about to happen. See right here, something about to happen. Here, something about to happen. And then over here, still something about to happen. So that's sort of a little heads up. So when you see something like this, think, which way might this go? Right now, that being said, now that we have a pretty decent idea of kind of where it is on the monthly, I'm going to take the time to draw our fibs because we know we're going to come back to them and see where we stand on this. Generally speaking, right now we had a 786 bounce. Ooh, the traders really do like that 786 bounce, and institutional traders do it as well. And before it starts to the next jump, so that's a really good sign. Let's drop down to the week. And what do we see? Looking on the weekly, wow, we would have got it right here, June of 2020. Look at that. And then take the nice right up that from right here with no drawdown down to these numbers, 1,000% in less than a year. Wow, crazy. So we're seeing here that there's a possibility of it trying to break to the upside. However, it just took a nice big jump down, and now it's trying to find a place where it can make the jump. Could it be an inverted head and shoulders? And for those of you who do not know what that is, it would look something like this. Right there, that would be the head, that would be the shoulder. Could this be a shoulder? Could it drop down some more into this region? Probably right around that region, I would say. Maybe not quite as far as this, and if that's the case, could it jump into these values up in here or up in here? If that was the case, if it was, it would need to confirm that we're trying to break above the price of approximately say about, let's do it up there, about 1846. If I'm a little more conservative, I would want that to be confirmed that that I'm definitely going to be bouncing off of here, that I find support, and then it can break to the upside. If not, forget about it, because we still have more on the way down. Even so, right now on the weekly still seems like it wants to come back down a little bit before it starts to shoot back up. Now, why would I pick this value? Because right on this left shoulder right here, we saw that this is a point where it sprung up, it came up here, and now it's going to retest this. And if I do a little bit of indication here from the fixed range, those of you who don't know what I'm using a trading view right now as one of those resources to help us. Could it go down as low as this? This is where I would be very careful that if it got below this price, what is it? Let me put that there right here, about $8, then I would be a little nervous about staying in that trade if I was in it. Could it get up into that region? Could it get down as far as here and still be valid? It could, although wouldn't be nearly as strong of a pattern. If we have this, those of you who understand or if you've never seen it, this pattern, there was a study done by I believe it was Samurai Traders or something along those lines, and they did thousands and hundreds of thousands of analysis on trades, and this pattern would convert generally around the 80-something percentile, by the 82, 83 percentile, which is really good odds, right? So if we see this unfolding, that would be something that I would really enjoy, be able to take a write-up. Now, the other thing is we're also seeing that we're starting to turn a little bit up and getting above what we call our strength line here on this particular indicator, which is something that we coded and we actually share with people, obviously for a fee, to be able to use that if they want to use that. But right here on this particular pattern, if I was looking to possibly get in, am I ready to jump in? Not quite just yet. So I'm going to drop down to the daily, and sure enough, there we are. There's what we're talking about. We are breaking into, there's right here, that just so happens that there's a gap. Look at that. Gaps usually are places where it tries to fill in and get that last little spot. So could it stop anywhere in the region between here and here? Yes. Am I always trying to catch the bottom? No. So I want to make sure that this thing would come and stay up in this region. And like we said before, if it manages to stay up right above that 1846 range, then I would say very comfortable that, it would at least try to get close to filling up that gap right there. What does that mean in terms of a percentage gain if I were to pick that up somewhere around the middle here? So I'm going to say there and right up to here, that's 137%. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. But what's more interesting to me is if it manages to get to a high, then it would be 224%, which is definitely something much better. And if it was just to be a place where you needed to take a break and shoot all the way up, what would be a next reasonable target? And that would be roughly probably around this range right in here, which is $60 to $69, which that would mean a good hefty roughly 400%. Now, am I saying that that's where it's going to go? No, because we don't know. We still have support and resistance areas that it needs to pass. It needs to get past this area right here in order for it to be really considered trying to break another level up, and it needs to definitely break new highs in order for it to be considered for an option to go up here. However, that is when we get dreamy about it. Could it reach those levels? Yes, and a little bit more conservative, probably around the 1414, which is $60.59. Well, not exact. Don't quote me on it. Then just don't quote me on anything, because this is for entertainment purposes only anyway. So on the downside, like I said, if it starts getting below that level of about $8. Then we still have a shot at hitting the 5. But is it likely? I don't know that we'll see that 5 for a while. At least not for now. That's not what it seems like to me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you're watching this, then I hope you enjoyed this technical analysis. And we put more updates here and there anytime that we get a chance. So please share, comment, like, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications on. And if you know any fundamentals on this that we don't know about, feel free to share, as in the comment section is open for you to do that. Hope you enjoy and that you have a wonderful day, and may you be profitable and abundant.